saying that inequality is a fact of life. Deal with it. You agree?
Sure, I think there's always going to be some inequality in life, but you know, there's an option between do nothing regarding Muhammad Ali and prevent him from fighting, and it's the system that we have now, which is where you have an income tax and people pay it, and even after taxes, many people are much richer than other people, but it allows us to get some revenue, to fund some programs, to take care of some problems, to create the infrastructure of society that we have, and to express some concern with the level of inequality, and to try to make a society where we have prosperity for everyone and where we have broadly shared economic growth. I think that's common sense, and it's gone sort of a little bit missing in that dialogue.
I think that what we need to do, we need to pay more attention to the rules of the game. That is, what creates some of the inequality that we see. That is, for example, in New York City, the price to get a license to own and operate one taxi is $603,000. In Chicago, I believe it's something like close to $200,000, and many restrictions for people at the bottom of the economic ladder to get their feet on the bottom rungs of the economic ladder. Those are the kind of things that we should look at. What are the rules of the game, and how can we change the rules of the game to produce?
Control that too?
No, it does. It's government. It's government. That is, people who are on the inside. Let's say the incumbent. Use the example of taxis in New York. The people who own these licenses, they're able to rig the economic game against the outsiders. That is, the insiders want to keep the outsiders out so the insiders can charge higher prices and earn more income. And those are some of the systemic issues that we need to look at.
Just to pick up on Walter's point over here, Milton Friedman was making an extremely important point. The point that he was making was, how do you create the incentives in society to get the maximum possible wealth generated so that everybody can be better off? Now, if it's all very good to say, well, we can just sort of redistribute an X amount of wealth and, still everybody will be prosperous. But people don't become prosperous through redistribution. People become prosperous through creation of wealth. The minute you take away Muhammad Ali's incentive to go and fight and make $7 or $8 million or however much he makes, you take away the incentive of the producers to keep generating that wealth. That's what Milton Friedman is talking about over here. And so Walter is making an extremely important point. What we need to do is look at the regulations and the disincentives for wealth creation that keep people on the lower rungs of society at those rungs and deal with those rather than redistributing wealth.
Well, these are good points, but let's remember that the people who are benefiting from the high prices for taxi cab licenses isn't the government. It's the entrepreneurs and the capitalists who run the taxi cab companies.
But they're able to use
So we're going to infringe on their freedom?
But they use
the point is that the government has to figure out how to arrange this so that there's as much opportunity for as many people as possible.